Example number 7 here. We're going to be subtracting these two bad boys. So the first thing first is we want to go ahead and find the lowest common denominator. And we'll do that kind of work over here first before starting. So let's take a look at our t squared minus 2t minus 8. So let's just first factor that. And that would be t minus, let's see here, t minus 4 and t plus 2. Multiply that, get negative 8. If I add those, I get negative 2. Good. And then if we factor out this guy right here, t squared plus 3t plus 2, that is t plus 2 and t plus 1. Good, so let's see. So they both have a 2t, but that means this one only has one t minus 4, which means this one needs a t minus 4. So now both of them have a t minus 4, and they both have a t plus 2. But now this one has a t plus 1, which means this one needs a t plus 1. So the lowest common denominator then is this whole thing right here. I'll just move this up. It's this. Okay, so this is what we're going to be working with. Okay, so which means then, okay, if you remember, t squared minus 2t minus 8, that one was t minus 4 times t plus 2, right? Which means it still needed a t plus 1. So I'm going to multiply this top and bottom by t plus 1. And this one had a t plus 2 and a t plus 1. It needs a t minus 4. There we go. So now, let's just work with the numerator right now. And then we already know what our common denominator is. We'll just deal with that. And then we'll put it all over our common denominator and see if something factors out or something, simplifies. Good, so this whole thing right here is t plus 1 times t minus 1. So I just rewrote this. Minus, check this out right here, minus 2t plus 3 times t minus 4. Okay, so dealing with just this right here, this is just t squared minus 1. Because this is the difference of two squares. T times t squared, that's a negative t, that's a positive t, which that's why the t's cancel. And then if I multiply 1 times negative 1, I get just negative 1. Okay, let's deal with this negative sign in a moment. Minus, and then let's just multiply this out. 2t times t, let's see here. So 2t times t is 2t squared, that's 2t squared. 2t times negative 4 is a negative 8t. 3 times t, that's a 3 right there, right? Yes, it is. I just gotta make sure that's a 3. 3 times t is a positive 3t, and then 3 times negative 4 is negative 12. So that's minus, I'm just going to put this in parentheses so we don't know it's the entire thing. 2t squared, negative 8t plus 3t is a negative 5t minus 12. So now let's go ahead and distribute this. So I'm going to bring this down. T squared minus 1, I'm going to go ahead and distribute this negative sign, which means to change all the signs inside of there. So now it's going to become a negative 2t squared, right? It goes from a positive to negative. This is now going to become a positive 5t, and this becomes a positive 12. And now let's go ahead and combine any common terms now. T squared, negative 2t squared, that's a negative t squared. Let's see what else here. We have 5t. That's just by itself. And then negative 1 and positive 12, positive 11. And that is not factorable. So then we put that all over now our common denominator of t plus 2, t plus 1, and t minus 4. And that should do it.